Hello all. A lot of you have been asking me about the resources that I've used for my preparation during EMREE last year. I've talked about this in multiple videos, but I'll give you a combined idea of what I'd used back then. So basic thing is definitely your EMREE past files. From there you understand what you're required to learn. Also sum it up with the EMREE blueprint wherein you get the syllabus, so you exactly know what topics you need to cover and what all you need to focus on. So your EMREE past files, which had all the previous questions from the recall, and the blueprint gives you an idea from where to start, so you know what you know and what you don't know at the beginning, and you can build it up from there. The next thing for references, you can use any book that we've used previously during your college days. If you had been in the habit of making notes, you can refer back to your own notes or your own textbooks. But otherwise, if you don't have anything to start with, you can always use the first aid USMLE step 2. It's not a very elaborate explanation of different topics. It's only going to be a very concise, and it's going to give you that last minute idea and to the point exam tips and tricks for EMREE, and it'll definitely be a strong base for your preparation. So that is USMLE step 2 first aid. Now to add up to your question banks, you can use different question banks that you can get from Telegram groups, which are meant for USMLE Step 2 exams. I had come across MedBullet, which has around, I think, 3,000 free questions. In their website, you can go and solve the question so that you know exactly how you are able to solve MCQs, because it's not just about learning and by hearting the topics. It's also about putting that into use and practical purpose. You have to see if you can apply that knowledge into solving MCQs. So you can go with MedBullet. For surgery, um, alone I had used a book called Lang Surgery, which was again, I think, meant for USMLE step 2. Then for pediatrics and OB/GYN, I had come across certain recall questions and question banks, again for USMLE step 2. So this was what I had used back then, and this had definitely been of use. But also I had been preparing for MRCP part 1, so medicine part was a little bit sorted because I'd been using past test for my MRCP part 1. But I would not recommend using past test for EMREE as such, because your time frame at this point, if you're starting for the cycle, is a little bit less. So you can't start off with a very wholesome question bank just for EMREE. So definitely how you can go about is start with the EMREE past files and the EMREE blueprint to get an idea of the syllabus, and then go to USMLE step 2 first aid book, which you can keep it as a reference. I don't recommend reading it from cover to cover, because at this time it'll be not possible. Next, you can do questions from wherever possible, especially whatever is meant for USMLE step 2 will be of use. But again, a disclaimer, the USMLE step 2 questions are of a bit lengthy, but in actual, the questions that come for EMREE are a bit of to the point and fact based, and a mix of clinical questions as well. So definitely doing the USMLE step 2 will give you an edge and will make it easier for you, but you have to make sure that you're not complicating the exam, because sometimes there can be very straightforward question wherein you feel like they might not ask this, and you complicate and you mark the wrong answer. I'll talk about how to solve MCQs in the next video. Till then, bye, take care, and all the best for your exams.